Pose, 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 I do adore. Pose, 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 I do adore. What is up, awesome people of the internet, y'all? We talking about some AP polls, AP rankings for week 10 of women's college basketball. Can y'all believe we're at 10 weeks of women's college basketball? It's kind of wild. But there's been some changes this week, and I want to talk about it. So let's get into the rankings. So of course, number one, as always, is South Carolina, 14-0 on the season. They still doing the thing. We also have, for number two, we have UCLA at number two. Makes sense. UCLA's had some pretty big wins over the Oregon schools this past week. And they're showing no sign of slowing down. UCLA has a great coaching staff, and their players they're making it happen. They're making it happen and getting some big wins. Iowa got boosted up at number 3. Again, Iowa's continuing to show that they're a really good school. I'm fine with them at 3. They got moved up because North Carolina State lost last week, and they got dropped down. So it makes sense for Iowa to be up. They're number 3. Baylor is at number 4. Yeah, Baylor's doing a thing, you know. I have been very interested watching Baylor play this season, and they're looking good. Yes, they haven't played like the toughest competition in the world, but against the teams that they've played against, they've looked really, really good. So shout out to them Baylor Bears. For Colorado, we got Colorado at number 5. So for this one, I guess I'm okay with it. I will say though that Arizona almost beat Colorado last week, and Arizona isn't even ranked. So I'm fine with Colorado at number 5. I also would have been fine with them if they were lower than 5, like 8 or 9. Just because of that extremely close game against Arizona. Yes, they pulled out the dub. So they're only 13-1 on the season. But I thought that game, it really showed some cracks in Colorado. For NC State, we got them. They dropped down 3 spots, down to number 6. It makes sense because of that game against Virginia Tech, where Virginia Tech just eked out that win. Yeah, it makes sense. No complaints about that. We got LSU at number 7. Had some pretty good SEC games this past week. Stanford number 8. Again, I have no issues with Stanford being ranked at that point. They're killing it in the Pac-12. And if y'all have noticed so far, we have UCLA number 2, Pac-12. We have Baylor number 4, or that's Big 12. We got Colorado at number 5, Pac-12. Stanford at number 8, Pac-12. USC at number 9, Pac-12, y'all. Pac-12 is killing. Texas at number 10. They're still ranked really high, even though they're down their best player in Rory Herman. But we'll continue to see how Texas steps up and makes stuff happen. But shout out to them for still being a strong team. And West Virginia, like the team that they destroyed last week, West Virginia is pretty good. They're pretty good, and they're a really good team to watch. So if y'all have not watched West Virginia play, y'all should watch them play. Virginia Tech at number 11, with their big win against North Carolina State. Overall, Virginia Tech is fine. They moved up 2 spots because of that win. Kansas State is at number 12. That's fine with me. UConn is at number 13. Indiana, number 14. They're doing their thing in Big Ten conference play. We got Louisville at number 15, 13-2 on the season. And they just do anything. Like, I expected Louisville to be very, very good this season. I didn't expect them to be this good, especially because of like the huge loss that they had last year when Haley Van Lith decided to leave. But Coach Jeff Walls, he retooled. And this team is back to doing what they do. So shout out to Louisville. Gonzaga is at number 16. And yeah, the Zags are looking good. Like, the Zags are a fun team to watch. So if you haven't watched, I didn't watch them play last week, but I've watched other Zag games and they're fun. They're number 16. At number 17, Ohio State. Number 18, Notre Dame. It makes sense that they dropped. I'm surprised they only dropped 2 because of that North Carolina game that they narrowly lost. It could be that the people who are doing the polls, it could be that they didn't drop Notre Dame too much because of all the injuries that Notre Dame has. It wasn't like they were playing with even a semi-full roster. So I wonder if that may have contributed to them only being dropped 2 spots. We got Utah that has dropped down to number 19 because of that loss against Arizona. Y'all, Arizona is serious. I am like kind of surprised that we don't see Arizona on this list, only because like they had a great week last week. You know, almost beating Colorado, beating Utah. Like, they had a really good week last week, and I'm surprised that they didn't like eke out a number 25 spot. But like, of course they're top 30 in the country, but I'm kind of surprised that they didn't make that top 25 because Coach Adia Barnes, like, she's a legit coach. She knows how to coach up her program. So yeah, Utah has dropped 4 spots to number 19. Utah really is a team that lives and dies by Alyssa Peely. And they need more help. They need more help. That is clear. We got North Carolina at number 20 on the list with that big win that they had this past week, again against Notre Dame. Florida State is at number 21. They move up 1. Also, for y'all who don't know, North Carolina was on the top 25 before, and they were off the top 25 with that win last week against Notre Dame. They're back on the top 25 list. We have Creighton, who dropped down 1 spot to number 22. Marquette dropped down 4 to number 23. West Virginia, y'all. West Virginia. Something, something. I don't know the song. But anyway, West Virginia, they doing their thing, y'all. They 13-1 on the season at number 24 on the list. And then to round out the top 25, we have UNLV, the Mountain West people. UNLV at number 25. Again, some very good games this past week. UNLV is fun. Y'all should watch some of their games. Some of the notable people notable teams that receive votes include Vanderbilt, which, yes, Vanderbilt's really good. Michigan State. I do like Michigan State. I specifically caught their game against Iowa, and I thought I really like the way Michigan State plays. I really do. Oregon State, Syracuse, TCU, aka Oregon Light, the Oregon of the past, Light. Arizona, Cal, Princeton, Nebraska, Davidson, Maryland, Fairfield, Miami, Texas A&M, and Washington. All right, so those are some of the other teams that received some votes. I have not watched Davidson play this year, so it looks like I need to get up on that and watch some of their games. But y'all, that was the rankings for week 10 of women's college basketball. I know it's wild. We are 10 weeks into women's college basketball. Let me know, you guys, what you think in the comments below. Or do you have any surprises about teams in the top 25? Is there a team that you're like, no, they're ranked way too high? Or a team that didn't make the top 25 rankings that you're like, yeah, they need to be on that list? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, y'all. We're getting into the nitty gritty. We are at conference play for basically every program in the country. And you know, it's time for the fun to begin. It's time, you know, it's time for the upsets to continue. And it's time for us to continue to see movement on the top 25 list. So let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. And until next time, guys. Bye.